how are you, everybody? It is the 25th of November, 2020, just a day away from Thanksgiving. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we will hope and pray that Donald Trump can make his way through the courts and win this election. Because it would really be a travesty if an election can be stolen by a most unpopular Democrat that thinks he's entitled to the position. If you are watching the news, it doesn't matter which news, they will probably tell you this anyway. But he is looking to reinstall the same ilk that Obama had in his administration. People like Ron Klain and what's that commie? John Brennan, and a host of other losers that were making our country a hell pit. And not only that, he's actually talking about rejoining the World Health Organization that fucked us over during coronavirus in favor of China, the Paris fucking Climate Accord. He's going to do the Trans-Pacific Agreement. But what's funny, he thinks we're going to be in these things, but they need to be ratified by Congress because they're fucking treaties already. Stop telling us on day one, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You're not a fucking dictator. See, it's Joe the fucking dictator. They talked about Donald Trump being a fucking dictator and a tyrant and all this shit. Look what the fuck he wants to do on day one. He wants to usurp the government. Get the Senate to ratify these treaties. This piece of shit old man has no business being our president. They turned one of the fucking it's just me so fucking pissed. They turned a landslide into a loss right under our noses. Broad daylight. Everybody watching. What are you going to do? Take his fucking pants off and piss in the middle of the street and say he didn't do it when everybody saw it? What the fuck? At least Trump's getting his day in court, at least at the appellate and the appeals courts, because these leftist fucking judges that Obama had put in won't even hear a case with evidence. They just dismiss it. That's not... These judges ought to be disbarred. We ought to bring back tar and feathering in this fucking country. I'll tell you what. People should be going to jail for this fraud. I'm sick of these people breaking our laws to the highest degree and not serving any punishment. Then they turn around and tell us that we have to be a law-abiding, tax-paying, good citizen or we're going to go to jail. Yeah, you go to jail for stealing $100 while people walk free, not even charged, stealing millions of dollars, stealing fucking wealth and liberty from the nation. All Joe Biden is rehashing the Obama administration times 10 because they're more fucking radical, they're more Marxist. Our Constitution is going to be pissed right down the toilet by the end of Biden's first 100 days. It's going to be a sad, sad, sad time in this country. And I don't know if our children or our grandchildren would even be able to experience liberty like we had just a few short years ago. How did we get to this point? Is what I want to know. And I don't think it's going to change without a civil war. I really don't. If you don't eliminate the numbers of these leftists and bring what's left of them to submit, they're going to steal all our liberty and they're going to enslave us. We're going to live miserable lives and die horrible deaths. That's what happens with these leftists. A whole 20th century of Marxism, socialism, communism killed 100 million fucking people in the last century. We have 3 prime examples in this century with Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, and bigger ones like China. Even Russia doesn't want communism anymore, and they were the biggest. Soviets were the biggest communist threat in the 20th century, and they are no more. They're even looking for a version of freedom. I'm sure the Chinese people are looking for a version of freedom. Believe me, all the people of these countries are looking for a version of freedom. They don't want to live the way they're living. I'm sure of it. You know, the average North Korean is almost 25 pounds lighter than the average South Korean because they're fucking starving to death. The same in Venezuela. They ate the zoo animals. They ate their fucking pets. They ate the pigeons, the fucking squirrels. They ate everything because there's no fucking food. It took 20 years for Venezuela to get like that. And that's another country that's dying on the vine. Cuba's been like that a lot longer. Yeah, Michael Moore goes in and looks at a fucking hospital in Cuba and they show you how great it is. Yeah, that's the one the government officials go to. In the military. The important people. The one the average citizen goes into is a roach and rat infested, blood on the walls, fucking piss and feces everywhere, laying there with no medicine. He's waiting with the bugs crawling on you to fucking die. That's the hospital that the real people get. Now, Michael Moore didn't get 1 fucking foot of footage. You won't find 6 inches of film with that on it, will you? That stupid fuck. Telling us how great these countries are. We're going to have the biggest piece of shit authoritarians running our country. Our forefathers are fucking cursing us right now. They're saying, why the fuck did we bother? At least they got the liberty for themselves. We had a republic. If we can keep it, obviously we couldn't keep it. It just sucks it had to fall on my generation and the generations surrounding me. Are we the ones that's going to be our fucking history, our fucking legacy? So we're the ones that let liberty escape us? Is that how it's going to end for this country? It looks like that's how it's going to end. We're going to be the generations that let liberty slip away and turn this great country into a fucking piece of shit. The fucking banana republic. You watch. Joe Biden's going to have those authoritarian jerk-offs that were in there before. He's going to pack the courts. He's going to fuck this country all up. You're not going to recognize it. I don't want no part of it. I got to find a way to retire and get out in the middle of nowhere off the fucking grid and everybody go fuck themselves. If that's how this country's going to turn out. Don't want it. Don't want Joe Biden. Don't want authoritarians. And you got that asshole cunt fucking AOC, Cortez, whatever fuck her name is. She's making lists of people that supported Trump so they can punish them. Talking about putting us in camps and re-education. The fuck are you talking about? That's not how this country's supposed to work at all. Just because you're on the wrong political team, you don't like our political views? Our political views are consistent with the creation of this fucking country. So fuck you and your list. We better hope Donald Trump gets the victory he deserves. The victory he was meant to get before it was fucking stolen. And stolen it was. You'll never convince us otherwise. Have a nice Thanksgiving. Let's try not to think about it for at least a day or two, but we're back on the boards. Supporting Trump all the way to make sure the courts know and everybody else knows this isn't going to happen with us lying down. Damn straight. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Before I leave you to your Thanksgiving feast, I want you to mull over this one other thought. In Atlanta, they have already had more than 1,000 fraudulent applications to vote in the state for the runoff Senate elections. They have people giving business addresses or addresses of the UPS store or even the post office and using office numbers and P.O. boxes as apartment numbers so they can say they're residents so they can vote in the election. Now, do you think that's Republicans doing that or Democrats? Supposedly, it's a felony. It can have up to 10 years in jail and a $100,000 fine. How many people do you think are going to be arrested out of that 1,000 that are doing this fraud? This better be caught. These frauds better get squashed. Because I'll tell you what, if this fraud works out and Joe Biden and these senators get elected, then I don't want to hear it. Fraud is legal. So when Republicans come out and commit 10 times the fraud for the next election, I don't want to hear about anybody going to jail. I don't want to hear about any crimes. I don't want to hear anything. Because if it's good for one group of people, according to equal protection under the law, it'll be good for us too. So just think about that. It's not till another month and a half. I think it's January 5th or something, the runoff election. And they already have over 1,000 people breaking the law, filling out fraudulent applications for citizenship in the register to vote. Ain't that some shit? Yeah, and there's no fucking voting fraud. Our elections are nice and tight, solid, and secure. Biggest fucking baloney full of shit statement I've ever heard. All right, gobble up that turkey. He's lucky he doesn't have to deal with this shit. Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.